This is English time with AIOS. My name's Alex Linville. I'm the director of the American Institute of Studies. And with this lesson, we're going to have some fun. We're going to learn about America, the different cities, regions, and the vocabulary we use to describe the United States of America. So I'm sure you know, it's called the USA for short. That stands for United States of America. Now, America is a very large country. In fact, it's the fourth largest country in the world after Russia, Canada, and China by land. So let's look at some of the geographic regions. Geographic meaning about the land. So we'll start on the East Coast first. This is the most populated, meaning the most people, area of the United States. The first part is called New England. This is where America started. It's called New England because the first Americans took boats from England and landed here. They started cities like Boston, New York, and Philadelphia. These three very large cities are the earliest in the United States and still have a lot of history and a lot of very old businesses. When you leave New England, you come to the mid-Atlantic. This is called the Atlantic Ocean, and it's halfway down the country. That's why it's called mid. The major city in the mid-Atlantic is Washington, D.C., the capital of America, where the president lives, where all the national laws are made, the home of the FBI and the CIA. It's America's capital. Coming down even more, you come to what's called the South. Now, every American knows the South is the southern states. Now, some areas like Florida and Texas are so big, they get their own names, but they're all part of the South. Very big area of America. And all of this is on the East Coast. Coast means where land and water meet. And again, this is the most populated area of America. It has the most people. I have here some cities that are very famous. Atlanta, one of the largest cities in the South. Orlando, famous for Disney World. Tampa, a very popular beach city. And Miami, the center of Spanish culture in America. From the South, we move to Texas. Again, really part of the South, but Texas is the biggest state in America, other than Alaska, which is up here in Canada, so it doesn't really even count near Canada. So Texas has two major cities, Dallas and Houston. Houston is the energy capital of America, where a lot of the oil, solar energy, all kinds of new technologies about how to power our country. And Dallas is also a very major city with a lot of banking, insurance, and other major industries. If we go north from the South, we hit the Midwest. Now you might wonder, why is it called the Midwest? It's not in the West, it's in the East. That's a good question. It got the name Midwest before people saw this part of America. Everything moved to the West, and people didn't come over here for a long time. So to them, when this was given the name, this was the West, very far away from the East Coast. The major cities of the Midwest are Chicago, the third largest city in America, and Detroit, where most of the cars in America are made, the home of Chevrolet and Ford. The Midwest is very famous for farming too. Lots of corn and soybeans are grown in the Midwest. As you move further in America, you have the plains. This large area here is all farming. Lots of corn, lots of wheat. We call this America's food, the breadbasket, where our food comes from. Like in Thailand, you might think Isan grows mostly rice. In the plains, it's mostly wheat and corn. This is where our food comes from. And it's very flat. Many tornadoes happen in the plains because the wind goes so quickly. But the wind stops when it hits the Rocky Mountains, some of the tallest mountains in the world. Very good skiing. And there's a famous city in the Rocky Mountains, I forgot to put, called Denver. A large city that's very high in the air that has many famous ski areas around it. When you get past the mountains, you then reach the desert. The desert is very hot and full of sand. Two famous cities in the desert are Las Vegas, famous for gambling and tourism, and Phoenix, a very large city with, again, kind of like Dallas, many different industries, banking, insurance, all kinds of just regular business jobs. As we move more and more, we reach California, the main state on the West Coast. The three major cities of California are San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego. San Diego is famous for good beaches, lots of sand and sun. Los Angeles is famous for entertainment, Hollywood, movies, music. And then San Francisco is famous for wine and very popular for tourism to go and see such a beautiful city, considered one of the most beautiful cities in the United States. The last major city on the West Coast is Seattle. This is the home of Microsoft. Most of the major technology companies are in San Francisco, like Facebook and Google. But Microsoft decided to come to Seattle. So we call all of this the West Coast, and the area up here, where Seattle is, the Pacific Northwest. So these are the major areas of America. This is important vocabulary when talking to an American. They will say things like, I'm from the East Coast, or I live in the plains. And every American will know what they're talking about. So I recommend you learn this vocabulary, and will help you be able to speak with Americans and know where they come from. So this has been English Time with AIOS. My name's Alex Linville. Thank you so much. Khap kun khap.